As we begin to celebrate Memorial Day, we want to take a moment to honor the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. During each of our shows today, we will share stories that will pay tribute to our fallen heroes, to commemorate their legacies and make sure their stories live on. For our first profile honoring those that have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of our country, WBKO News reporter William Battle went to Fort Campbell to speak with Amy Gallo, a widow of the Gander Plane Crash of 1985.
On December 12, 1985, a plane crashed in Gander, Newfoundland with 248 soldiers coming back to Fort Campbell from a peacekeeping mission in the Sinai. My husband was one of those soldiers.
Aero Air Flight 1285 is the largest air disaster on Canadian soil. The DC-8 airliner was filled with American servicemen headed home to Fort Campbell on their way home in time for Christmas.
My husband called me from Gander. He wasn't due back until the next week, and he called me and said, "Hey, guess where I'm at?" And I'm like, "Sinai?" And he's like, "No, I'm in Gander, and I'll be home in 3 or 4 hours."
His name was Sergeant Richard S. Nichols.
I was very blessed to get that phone call because they put all the married men on that airplane trying to give us a Christmas present.
Amy found out about the plane crash from a breaking news report.
I knew the plane had crashed, but the women in our company whose husbands were not due for the next week did not know. And so we didn't have computers and the internet then. It took 3 days for some of these women to be notified.
Their commitment was as strong as their purpose was pure, and they were proud. They had a rendezvous with destiny and a potential they never failed to meet.
Amy and her daughter are now honorary 2nd Brigade members of the regiment, supporting soldiers and their families while still honoring the victims of the Gander crash.
We also were on the team to help change the Gander Memorial, our old memorial. The trees were dying. Back in 1986, we didn't know we couldn't plant them that close together. And the Army came to me and said, "You need to help. You need to tell the other widows that we're going to have to cut the trees down," which didn't float well with me. But then they let us know that they were going to give us 3 more acres and replant new trees. So we have a beautiful new Gander Memorial.
She and her daughter remain active in supporting military families and survivors, taking care of the unit her husband loved.
I had his back when he was alive. It doesn't change because he died. I still have his back.